have water? Yeah, we got water.
Yeah, we're live.
Alright, fine. So on the start, I say Shalom. All glory, praises, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the brothers that's teaching this truth in sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect. And the 1/3, the sincere listeners. Alright, we're back again. Gms Toronto. Alright, prophesying the downfall of this wicked kingdom known as Babylon, man. And you know, day by day, man, we're in the last days, but we're getting closer to the end, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just today, I was telling the brothers, I drove by a whorehouse known as a church, and they're giving out vaccinations, man. And people are lining up at this whorehouse, you know? And this is a place where you're supposed to be getting divine wisdom from God, so to speak, right?
I got something to back you up.
Kind.
This is Psalms chapter 9, verse 9. It says, "The Lord power also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee. For thou, Lord, Yahushai, has not forsaken them that seek thee."
That's right, man. The Lord's gonna be our refuge in these last days, man. Not a gift. All right, not the gift, not the max, whatever you want to call it.
The bioweapon.
Bioweapon, right? That's not gonna be our refuge. That's what you people think that's gonna be your refuge to go back to normal, man. Right? And the big downside to it is like when things don't go back to normal, but you got this gift thinking everything would go back to normal, man.
That's right.
So you're gonna be super bugged out in that day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's probably gonna trigger your thing to go off on you, man. That's when you're gonna have these adverse effects, all that stress, cause you know life's not going back to normal and shit.
Let me get this.
Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Peter 4:17, and it reads, "When the time is come, the judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh," which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Arab Americans. You guys are taking this. "What should the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh?"
That's
Right?
Yeah, man. Because judgment's gonna begin with the elect of Israel, but the ones that fear the Most High, you know, we're still gonna be going through our tribulation, man. But they're gonna be salvation for the elect, man. But you people that don't even believe, you people are gonna suffer a serious death, man, a serious judgment.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, 1 Peter 5 and is also 6. It reads, "Humble yourself, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time." Verse 8, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walk about seeking who may be devoured," which are you people, man. Right? You so-called Latinos and Arab Americans, right? Because who is the devil, right? The Apostle Gabar made a video the other day. The devil, they think is a man with the tail, the horns, and he's about to get you. No, the devil, you work with the devil. You see the devil all the time. The devil's your best friend.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
He's on
And he
his
thinks
TV
he's your
screen.
best friend. You trust this man,
Yeah.
right? But guess what? That man, he's gonna be a slave in the kingdom of heaven. Your
That's
best
right.
friend,
That's right.
right? Your body Bob, he's gonna be in the field.
That's right.
That's right. Working long hours, man.
1 Peter 5 and 8.
Yeah, just like how they call you their buddies, and when work is done, you go to the ghetto and they go to their rich neighborhoods.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't your friend.
Yeah, that was
But yeah, we had more than that.
No, that was just a different strip.
Okay.
But I could still So, this is Psalms chapter 32, verse 7. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with my eyes. Be ye not as a horse or as the mule.
It said, be seeing death all around us, man. Like the elect's gonna be seeing death all around and narrowly missing death, man. And the Most High is gonna tell you, go through the Spirit, go left, go right.
That's right.
Jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Step back, or you just take a step back.
Stay where you are. Don't go. Don't leave.
Right, man. That's gonna be crazy. You know your spiritual power is gonna be heightened in that day, man. That's when you know the Spirit dealing with you, man. Go ahead.
It says, be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with a bite and a bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord Yahweh, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord Yahweh, and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart.
That's right, man.
Script, John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and above not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak a lie, he speak on his own, for he is a liar of the father. He's talking about you so-called Edomites, right? Because before you're even born, you're already thinking about lies and deceive people. And this, why is this place is so confused right now, right? Because they don't know what to do, right? Whether to take the gift or just wait for things to go back to normal.
And that's the thing, the pressure not even on now. Like they're not saying it's mandatory to take the gift.
Exactly.
But almost like a good percentage of the population are getting the gift without even the pressure being on, man.
That's right.
Yeah, they run into it.
You know, to show you where they put their trust in, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that was it.
This is Jeremiah 27, and that will not put their neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon. That nation will I punish, said the Lord, with the sword and with famine and with pestilence, until I have consumed them by his hand. And the reason why I brought that out is because we're not telling Jake to pick up arms and try to overthrow Esau, because that would be going against the scripture. What we're telling you is that the scripture says that if you take the gift and if you take the mark of the beast, because they're one in the same.
Yeah.
Don't you can't separate the gift and the mark of the beast.
That's right.
They're one and the same. So if you take it, you're taking the mark of the beast. And the Most High said, whoever takes the mark of the beast shall be put to death. So that's what we're telling you. We're not telling you to rebel against Esau. We're not telling you not to pay your taxes. The fuck, if you have to pay your taxes, you have to pay your taxes.
That's right.
Right? We're not telling you to go and kill boogers. We're not telling you to kill lesbians. We can't tell you that because that's against the law, man.
That's right.
Hey, you put yourself in harm's way, right?
And this is not the time.
Right.
This is not the time to do that.
To go to jail.
So yes, what we are telling you to rebel against is taking the gift.
That's right.
1000% till death, and that's what you're going to be rewarded for.
Yep.
Let me get the drag ones.
Yep.
Let me get that scripture.
Alright, let me get this in the meantime. This is Matthew 24 and 5 or 4. I'll start at 3. It says, and As he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
That's right.
And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and
It's to fulfill the what the brother brought out earlier, which is reducing the population, man. The population has to get reduced. First of all, the Most High believes in reducing the population because 2/3 of our own people are gonna be destroyed.
Right.
So it's we actually shouldn't even be surprised that the 2/3 are in the line. The 2/3 need to be in the line. So that's good. Every time they're in the line, we should applaud them. That's a 2/3. That's a line full of 2/3. The whole line. There's no elect in that line. So why would we feel anyway? We don't feel anything for you. If you went into the line, you took it, that means you're a 2/3. That's automatic. Now we can erase. So much people are being erased out of the race. Those guys who were part of Nate's crew, they went and took the gift. Guess why? They're not a part of the elect. So now we know that they're not a part of the elect. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no, the elders are always like, yo, Nate can be a man of the Lord.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not.
Gone.
He's a 2/3. He just proved it. Go ahead.
And yeah, it's a pestilence, and there's a new pestilence they're talking about. It's like more of like a brain disease pestilence, and they're talking about how it makes you think that your loved ones is your enemy and shit like that. But it just goes to show that this one pestilence that we have is gonna be multiple pestilences, man. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's one of 100.
Remember, Nate used to be a police, right?
Yeah.
And the next thing about it is this guy he already sold out. Like,
That's right.
That's how you could tell that he got paid off, basically.
That's right.
He took the gift already, man.
That's
he
right.
He took that handout, He got that money. So he's not fooling nobody, He's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, that's true.
What the brother was saying, the popular people, they did a study in America right now, and then with the community of blacks and Hispanics, last year, like, it went down. Like, they're not having kids.
Oh man, yes. Yeah, that's a pestilence too.
Right? So
Yeah.
they're not
The
having
infertility.
kids. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's actually a shame in a sense too, right?
Yeah, Khan.
Because even back in the day, like women wanted to have children, and it's it would be looked down upon. Yeah, okay.
Ezekiel Chapter 37:1, it says, The hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, Yahushua, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord Yahweh, thou knowest. Again, he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord power, Yahweh, unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh up on you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. When I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above. But
which is the knowledge, right? Them getting covered now is the knowledge. They're understanding who they are, right? They're
coming back to
they're
themselves.
they're no longer in ignorance, because that's why the scripture says, "My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge." Right? When the Most High starts to reveal your nakedness, right? Your shame. That means that you're actually foolish. Go ahead.
It says, and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived.
While he liveth, right?
That's right.
How can you be dead while you live? If you're not following after the truth, man. If you're not following the truth, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, well, that's, first of all, that's how you bring death. Go ahead.
It says, then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dry.
Yeah, like the people in the line. When you look at the people in the lineup waiting for the bioweapon, those people are dry bones. Those are all dead people. Those are all skeletons.
I keep telling them.
Go ahead.
It said, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus say the Lord power, Yahweh, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. And he shall know that I am the Lord, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land.
Yeah, so see, that means that there's no amount of therapy or anything Jake can do to be healed from the wound that they're inflicted with. Only the Lord can cure us, man. The only cure that we have for our grievances and the wounds that we have is through this word right now. But really and truly, can we ever be really healed? Not in these bodies.
No.
That's why we need the new bodies, because these bodies are very wicked, right? They're gonna always have bad thoughts. If we stayed in these bodies and we went into the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna go off. We're gonna go off.
Flesh.
Yeah, it's flesh. Go ahead.
It says, then shall he know that I am the Lord. I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord.
This is 1 Corinthians 6:9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. And all these people, most of them, are going to go back to.
And that's wicked.
They've been bored.
In full effect, they
Yeah.
want
The demons, it's not they're bored. The demon that's inside of them, that's why they can't sit still. The demon that's inside of them is writing them. They need to do wickedness. They've been at home. You hear girls talking. They're getting ready for their hot girl summer.
Yep.
That's the demon talking. There's demons on these people.
Yeah.
And the demon is getting
Irritated.
antsy because the demon has been on lockdown. The demon hasn't been able to do the lockdown. The demon hasn't been able to do the wickedness that they're usually able to do.
That's right.
Right? Women that go to the club and sleep with 5 men in one night, go into the bathroom, give 5 men a blowjob, go home with dudes and get gangbanged by a whole crew. This is what goes down.
That's right.
These are regular things. Or guys that go to the club and lay wait and wait for their quote unquote ops just to kill a man. Right? A lot of people haven't been able to kill as much as they are used to killing, haven't been able to sell as much drugs as they used to sell. Right? All the wickedness that people have been able to do in the past without consequence, now they're on lock. It makes it harder for them to move around, man. So they want to go back to their old ways. Like we're in May, April, May, June is next month,
June.
which is gay
Summer.
pride, right? It's Gay Pride Month next month. Guess what that means? That means that these people won't get to exercise in the folly that they're used to exercising in, man.
That's right.
And the demons are anxious.
Frustrated.
They're frustrated.
Yeah.
Right? That's why guys keep talking about vacation, because we know what happens on vacation. We fuck everything we see.
Mm-hmm.
The girls on vacation are whores. You don't know that? If you don't know that, you've never been on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that goes on vacation is adultery. Because to be honest with you, a lot of them women have men back home.
Yep.
It just is what it is. Just is what it is, man. Those girls you'll bang and you'll never hear from them again in life.
A group of girls going down south.
It's hell.
It says, and such were some of you, but ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of the Lord Yahushua and by the Spirit of our power. That was the point.
I wanted to just finish back in Matthew 24. It
Yeah.
says, this is verse 8. It says, because it listed all the bad times, and the pestilences and all that stuff, famines. And you people are already crying and agitated and still coop up in your yard. You can't exercise the wickedness that you want to. All right, but there's gonna come a time that's straight. Like, this is not even a lockdown, to be honest, man.
Exactly.
This is nothing, man. They didn't say you're not. They're not saying stay in your house or we're shooting you on sight.
Exactly.
You can still go outside, man. You can still find something to do. You know what I mean? It's just that you can't do it in the realms of going to the club or the bar. Being around people, being wicked, kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's what it is. All right.
That's right.
But yeah, I was the point on that. Let me get this. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. It says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in the evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. And this just pretty much going into the importance of having the wisdom, man. The scripture says the wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy time.
That's right.
All right? All that training you think you're going to be doing and all the money you think you have, that's not going to save you from the wrath of the devil, man. Nope. It says, verse 14, there was a little city and few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered that same poor man, despised, and his words are not heard. And we're those poor men, you know what I mean? We're the one, the elect, I should say, Salakia. Lord will, we are those men. And it says, nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of the wise men are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. And you see that, man. We have people ruling over us, and they're ruling over fools. Majority of people are fools, man. You know what I mean? Your leaders, they're fools as well. You know what I mean? Your politicians, whoever you are in
high esteem.
Right. Yeah, man. Because a lot of things they're saying is contradiction, man, of what they were pretty much telling society, man, because right now they have it to where I posted in the group chat where the article saying how police officers are pretty much suing or taking these government officials to court because it breaches their oath that they made when they joined the police force, man, with all these new laws and regulations that they want to do, man. So that's causing, a divide and rift even within Esau's kingdom, man. And this is Esau's kingdom.
That's right.
So a kingdom divided by itself cannot stand, man.
That's right.
And it goes to show that we really don't need to do anything to take down this kingdom.
Exactly.
Because you Edomites are a sword to your own self. Like, you guys are your own pain in the ass.
And it said,
Oh, let me just say that. You guys,
shouldn't even lift.
yeah. You guys made so much damn laws that it's just, it's biting you guys. Right,
Sure.
all over again. But go
Just
ahead.
paraphrasing.
Yeah.
We don't have to lift a finger.
Yeah.
We just sit back and watch them destroy themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly, man.
This is Matthew 26, and this is Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
Remember, they went around the world with divide and conquer, right? So they divide the nations. When they go overseas, especially when Esau goes overseas, he divides the land, split them up, and then sets the fight divided now amongst himself.
This is Mark 3 and 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
That's right.
Straight to the point.
And that's what we're seeing right now.
You're seeing that, man.
Seeing right now.
You're seeing that, man. Because you have Edomites that are protesting against the lockdowns, man. And Edomites don't play about their laws, man. They go they fight for that shit, their rights and all that, man.
They want to stop the tyranny.
Right. Especially in America, man. You can't tell an Edomite you can't bear arms, man. Are you crazy?
That guy wants all the smoke.
Right. Well, let me just finish this up. It says the word of wise men are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. Esau destroyed much good, man.
That's right.
You might have something good, like, some righteous taking place, and Esau come through and just shut that down, man.
Well, the earth.
Exactly.
The whole earth. That's why the Most High said, I will destroy them that destroy the earth.
That's right.
Because how do you destroy a whole earth, man?
Yeah, man.
How do you destroy something that's meant to cleanse itself?
Right.
So that means that's how wicked you are. You're so wicked that something that's meant to heal itself, like the earth and our bodies, you destroy it. Because our bodies is meant to heal itself. Right? And you're destroying that as well.
Right.
And nobody's taking that into consideration anymore.
Right.
That the body heals itself.
Right.
They just keep praising modern medicine.
Yeah.
And that makes no sense because remember, modern medicine is supposed to work with the body. Just like the medicine that the Most High created works with the body. Right? When you go into the earth, the Most High even color-coded things for us, man. You'll have things that are red, that's for the blood. And you'll be like, what the hell? The Most High is amazing like that, man.
It's true. Right? You kept it simple, but people think it's complex, man.
Yeah.
The first thing we learn as a kid is your colors, in a sense, right?
That's right.
You'll be able to associate what is with what.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to make a point that, like you said, like Esau destroying the earth, eventually destroying the people, man. With all these plastics, all this, the chemicals.
Put up the video.
Right, yeah. That, just one thing, the plastics that's, fucking up men's testosterone and estrogen levels in men and women. And
that's what he said?
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
and
the
how
light,
it's
right?
decreasing.
And do you know it makes it harder for us to fight off diseases?
Right.
When our testosterone is low? Why do you think men are always stronger than women? because our testosterone is always working.
Right.
Right? That's why when men in the past got older, those men still had six packs. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
We're not used to that now because now in our mind, a bare belly is what an old man has, but that's not how it's supposed to be.
Right.
That's a new creation.
Yeah.
Like an old man with a bare belly, and people are just thinking that's how it should be.
Yeah,
But that's actually not supposed to be a thing.
Yeah.
No.
Men are supposed to be naturally ripped because the testosterone fights diseases, and fat can't live in a testosterone rich body. So when your body is full of testosterone, it's hard for fat to stay on you.
There's a documentary that Esau made. You can go on Google and look up benefits of testosterone. But Esau made a documentary. He said we're just touching the brink of testosterone.
See that?
There's so many things that it does, and that's why the feminists call you toxic masculinity.
And they don't know what's running through our
And
veins.
they're telling you already have too much testosterone when you don't have enough,
Yeah, we need more.
right? And that's why you made the comment men are stronger, but really in this age, majority of men are weaker than women.
That's true.
Because you have a lot of these new what are they, beta males or whatever you call them, right? Millennials. They're bugged out because what are they consuming? Video games, pornography, and they're not doing anything, man. Right? So their testosterone.
Yeah, and you ask yourself, what is wrong with me? It's all this shit that you take. It's all this shit that you consume to your body, man. And this guy is just fucking doing it just to fuck you up,
Con.
right? Because he doesn't have enough testosterone on him.
And the main killer of testosterone in this day and age is what for men? Stress.
Stress. Yeah.
Right? And that's why they say women usually outlive men, but that's not supposed to be that way.
Exactly.
Who's stronger? Who's the weaker?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But when the time you get to 30, 35 to 40s, majority of men are stressed out. So your testosterone drops, and that's why you don't get the men that are in their 40s that are ripped. Only a few, if they actually, if they stay away from these holes.
They'll tell you.
With women, right?
Yeah,
they
before
stay
the
away
fight.
from sex, man, so they can build themselves and keep strong, man. They'll tell you, women make them weak, you know.
The legs weak, yeah.
So we're in a battle day in and day out in this society, right? When you go to work, you're gonna deal with a bunch of bullshit people, you know. And you go home. If you're married with a woman, you're gonna go deal with that demon at home as well.
And the society, whatever you will, if you live with your woman, you live with your woman. But they don't have the laws. They don't know the ordinances of how it was back in the day. So, as a man, you need your own space in a sense. So, you living with your woman is really not good for you in a sense. Especially in this society. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. All you got to do is check out the Spartans. All right, when you check out the Spartans, they had the agoge, and in the agoge, it was like a mess hall, and no man could eat dinner with their families. You had to eat it with your brothers. That's how come the Spartans were like this. That's how they created that camaraderie. They never ate with their woman, and even kings. Even if you were a king, you had to be there with your brother, and if you weren't, you had to have a great excuse, like it was a ceremony or something going on, because you can't miss it for nothing. This whole way of life that we got accustomed to, going home, sitting with your family, your kids, that's all new. All of that is new shit. And what did the women do? The women linked up. So the men linked up and the women linked up. The women did women shit. The men did men shit.
Let me get this because you went into the Lord has given us.
Hold on. Let me get this because you mentioned it. Just real quick. Proverbs 21:9. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house.
That's not comfortable. The corner.
Everybody knows, man. No, what's not comfortable is a nagging woman. The house, that shit. Remember, men find comfort outside.
Yeah.
There's homeless men that I see smiling more than regular people. Hey man, what's going on? Always in good spirits, right? And then you see millionaires, guys with money,
Miserable.
and then we're miserable.
Divorce.
On drugs, man.
You see guys, when you go.
Yeah, they're regulars.
Yeah.
That's true. You got that right there.
They know him by the first name.
Yeah,
True.
that's Bob.
Bob the Builder.
Let me get this. Sirach 38 and 1. Going to the herbs. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which he may have of him. For the Lord Yahweh had created him. For the Most High Yahweh come healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. Verse 3. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of the great man he shall be admiration. The Lord had created medicine out of the earth, and he had a wise will not honor them. Was no water made sweet with wood? The virtue thereof might be known.
Yeah, Esau knows he can't patent the herbs, because that's the Most High's medicine, so that's why he has an artificial thing, right, where he has a laboratory and he makes drugs and he patents them and he says this is this and that, you know?
Verse 6, and he had given men skills that he might be honored.
But the thing is, though, some of them drugs, they come from nature. They get extracts from it.
I was just gonna say that.
Tylenol
Tylenol has
aspirin.
the garlic.
Yep.
Yeah, they put the garlic in
There's
that.
a lot of, a lot of things like
Well, the elder made a video a couple of years ago of the encyclopedia with Esau when he came over here. He started taking the herbs and he mixing it with chemicals, and then he started fucking up the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one.
Oh, that was it. Was that the one in the Apocrypha?
Yeah.
a little more.
Somebody, what was the one in Genesis? The Most High made food from the earth. Oh, I got it. It's which one did you read?
Sirach 38 and 1.
Oh, you read Sirach. Okay.
This is Genesis 1 and 29.
Yeah.
And Yahweh said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seeds,
Yes.
which is a
Us goes to all the brothers all over the world because we speak the same thing. Because the elders were speaking about this, I think last week, where they were talking about the seeds
I was
and how
listening to
important
that.
the seeds are.
Yes.
Yeah, talking about it.
Right.
Yep.
And that is so true. The seeds are for a reason, man.
Yeah, I looked up actually why grapeless or seedless grapes, right? And Esau claims, oh, there's no use of them, there's no vitamins, there's no nutrients. But then in your head you think, hold on, doesn't he sell a thing called grapeseed oil?
Yeah.
Which comes as an extract from the grape,
Grapes, yeah.
and which comes as an extract from the grape,
Grapes, yeah.
and he's bugged out, man. This guy's just bugged out. And that's why
Just
it
a
says
liar.
he that is not a fool will not abhor them. And Esau's a base man, children of fools.
That's right.
So he has to make his own thing, right? Like that book we used to have back in the day.
I was just thinking about it, man. I can't remember
Back
his.
to Eden.
Back to Eden.
But what's his name again?
Back to Eden. That book is good.
Because that guy's a Jake,
Oh, the German guy.
the German guy.
Yeah,
He looks
I
like
forget his
Edomite, but
name.
he's a
Yeah,
Jake.
Yeah, he's a big, bushy beard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
I forget his name, man.
Back to
to
Eden.
That was a good book.
Where's mine?
Sick.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
mine.
We need
That in that book they go into the Edomite that started it, and he was brought up in the regular like herbal schools from
That's
his
right.
father, where they learned about the Greeks and Hippocrates and all that. But he revolted. That's that Edomite nature. He revolted, and he went to go work in the mines, and he seen how minerals cleanse other minerals. So he said in his mind, I'm going to use minerals to cleanse the body, human body. But it was a different reaction. You can't take, just like you can't consume raw copper or raw iron.
Yeah.
Those things have to work through what? Photosynthesis, through the plants. The plants consume that, right? They take the raw minerals from the earth, and then we consume the plants, right? The roots and the herbs and the vegetables and the cows, right? They got to eat, and it all goes through that process. But this dude started doing that, and a bunch of people started dying because he gave them raw mercury, raw, you know, raw arsenic, raw metals. But it gained popularity, and then we know how America was bought through the Rockefellers,
That's
because
right.
they bought the American Medical Association,
That's
the
right.
AMA, right? And that's what's popular today is drugs,
Drugs.
pharmaceuticals, which is what? Witchcraft.
Mhm.
It's all witchcraft, right? Who had
His name is Jethro.
Jethro.
Yahweh said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it should be for meat.
This is Proverbs 19:1. It says, "Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity, than he that is perverse in his lips, and is a fool. Also, that the soul be without knowledge, it is not good, and he that hisseth with his feet sinneth. The foolishness of man perverteth his way, and his heart fretteth against the Lord Yahweh. Wealth maketh many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. And many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts."
That is, and that is, I can testify to that, man.
God.
Because yeah, when you give gifts, like when the Lord was giving out free stuff, there was a lot of people around him, man. But that minute that you don't give, then those people are going to disappear, because people's mind works off of not wanting to do. People's mind works off of what they can get, right? So you gotta. That's 100%. That's a proverb right there. That's true, man.
And then even so, these people are entreated of that gift of the Maxine from the prince, you know?
Yeah, from the bioweapon.
Yeah, from the bioweapon. They want that.
Yeah, in New Orleans, they got you stupid Israelites.
Yeah.
What was it? Crawfish.
Oh,
Free
wow.
£1.
Yeah.
Wow. That, yeah,
It's an
man.
abomination.
So give the
Which is
a heart.
two abominations.
Yeah, 2 in 1.
So that's how
kill.
they're doing it? You get the gift and then you get another.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fuckery.
Yeah.
All the brethren of the poor do hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He pursueth them with words, yet they are wanting to him. He that getteth wisdom loveth his own soul. He that keepeth understanding shall find good. Going into Esau, pretty much talking shit about the herbs, you know, saying that we don't need the seeds and all of that stuff, you know, how there's no benefit to that, when that's completely false, you know. It says, "Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes." That was pretty much the point, yeah.
And the majority of these doctors, they don't learn.
Pretty much the point, yeah.
And the majority of these doctors, they don't learn about nutrition in their practice, right? The majority of their shit is they learn about terminology, right? They know the Latin, they know the anatomy, the physiology, and then a lot of it is learning the drugs. They have to know the drugs, man, the pharmaceuticals, right? The pharmaceuticals, and then about opening up the body, and then they go into practice. But the actual nutrition part, you actually have a separate person called a nutritionist, or as the scriptures say, physician. You know, so they know about the body, they know about different things. A doctor in this society is really just a false person, man. That's all it is. You know, he's there every time in Ontario. Every time you swipe that card, that health card, they get a cut. Right, so they want you to swipe that card. They want you. The majority of times they want to prescribe you something because they get a cut. I had a precept in Psalms 104 and 14. It says, He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, and herb for the service of men, that he may bring forth food out of the earth. And the point was the herb for the service of men. And the apostles last week, they went into the word immune, which means in service, or to be in service, right? So your body works with the herbs, and they do things that you don't even know they're doing, right? You take these things and you don't know what's happening, but your body's working. Your body's working, right? That was the point.
If nobody never brought it out, it says, "Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than stalled ox and hatred therewith."
This is Isaiah 24:4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Yeah, like you said about the plastics. Only in the last like 5 years you've been starting to see BPA free, which is that made bisphenol A, I think, and that's the thing that messes the hormonal system up, right? The plastics, and then another thing is the pollution in the atmosphere. They said that's linked to diabetes. People getting diabetes because it messes up your pancreas, right? It messes up your pancreas from working, producing insulin, and you become diabetic, right? So the earth is truly defiled, man.
That's right.
It's messed up, you know. But you have to have eyes to see, and then people that don't have the truth and they see, they get bugged out after a while because it's too much. Because they don't have a rock, you know. We have hope in Yahweh Shai. These people, when they find out about the elites and this, you know, they go with it, but then either they sometimes kill themselves, or sometimes, you know, they just crawl right back in the matrix.
Yeah.
You know, because it's too much, man. What are you gonna do, right?
Right. It says
Ignorance is bliss.
Right. Yeah. It says, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. You know, Esau doesn't obey no land, Sabbath, nothing. Everything he does in excess. Whenever he's tilling the land, is in excess, man. You know.
Well, he tells the world that we're going an hour forward,
Right.
and we're going an hour back.
Yeah.
He think it to change times.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, he has a thing called a leap year,
Leap year.
right?
So every 4 years you should bring.
Yeah. Damn devil, man.
February 29th. Verse 6, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate.
Yeah, and the earth is going to be burned through thermonuclear fire.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right? That's the last plague.
God.
There's going to be a lot more plagues. Right? And right now they're almost done with you people, man, because you don't want to hear about no 4th, 5th lockdown. So you're ready, man. You know, you people are ready. You know, until they come out with C21, COVID-21, 19, then it's gonna be 21. You know, but your people's minds are already. You can see these people. You see them. They're weak. They're ready.
Yep.
They're already in subjection, man.
They're ready to fight the unvaccinated for the government.
Yeah.
The government doesn't have to do shit. The government just has to chill.
This is Matthew 24 and 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
Yeah, so like in the time of our grandparents and great grandparents, there was fear of what? World War II, right? The Russians coming, right? A lot of people, they heard sirens and shit. It was a time of calamity, and then it was that peaceful era, right? Up until present day, you know, right now, the youth are living in the time of great tribulation.
Yeah.
And it's going to become even greater. You know, it's going to be worse than, you know, in the, you know, in the movies, and you can even go on YouTube and watch the old videos of schools doing drills for when if a missile strike.
It's going to be worth
Happy.
Hiroshima.
Right. You know, you were afraid. Cuban Missile Crisis. People were actually living in fear of, oh, is today the day we're going to get bombed? Right? That was actually a thought in people's head.
Kids have to go under the table, man.
Con.
Like that's gonna save them.
And they had shelters around,
Yeah, Con.
you know, so, but right now it's a time, the scriptures said it has never been, you know? There's never been a time that we're entering now,
No.
right?
And it says, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And in his wickedness, man, everybody be dead, man.
Well, not everybody,
Well,
but
Majority of, yeah.
7 billion. 7 billion. Yeah, 7 billion people will be wiped out. They only want 500 million.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a lot.
Elites, 500 million elites. This
No,
is,
the elite represents a very small number. The majority of those people are going to be workers.
Servants,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just going to be
Right.
servants.
true.
sacrifice,
Yeah,
Right,
kind.
right.
you know?
This is second Esdras.
Gotta remember, even us, it's only 144,000, right? So the elite of Esau is not going to be much as well. It's going to be a small number.
There's only like, what, 13 families? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. And they don't reproduce well.
No.
This is second Ezra 16 and 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginnings of famine and great death.
Yeah, basically Ezra said death to me, right? Because he's seen all these plagues. He got sick. You know, he actually got sick and he had to go outside the city and he had to fast, and the people came to him and said, what are you doing? And he basically said, leave me alone, man. Because he was seeing things, man, that he actually seen more than Daniel, actually. Right? Because he's seen the feathers, he's seen the different kingdoms. He basically watched Purge, man. Purge, Contagion, I Am Legend, Yahushua coming, which there's no movie for that. And
Exactly.
there can never be. You're gonna have to see it, man.
Yeah.
You know? So he's seen a lot of things, man.
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
seen a lot of things. He's seen Yahushua, after everything's done, crown the men. Right?
Romantic
That's
taking
serious.
at one time, you know?
People get beat to powder,
Yep. Chained up.
chained up.
It says, great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges.
It's just that faith. It's blind faith in trusting in the Lord.
Just like how people have blind faith in crypto and all that stuff.
That's right.
You know?
We'll put up that thing,
Yeah.
Bank of England
Go back
governor.
to England, the man say, where lose your money?
What did he say?
You be prepared to lose your
Yeah,
money.
if you're gonna invest, just be prepared to lose
That's
everything.
that's the best advice he could give. Yeah.
Yeah. It says,
Keep in
Verse
mind,
20.
so like you keep in
Yeah.
mind, he's telling you that.
Yeah, exactly.
but for Yeah, it's true because everybody. That's the big fact, man. Everybody's saying
It's 4 years.
You know?
You gotta.
this is gonna be the new
Yes.
thing. Man.
Yeah, come.
I don't even to this day I don't know what the hell that's based off of, man. Even to understand the grasp of it, to
Mhm.
make it seem why should I get this? The way that people are going so hard for it, you know what I mean? This doesn't make sense.
Well, the why is obviously they want to crash the society, the economy.
Right.
Why is the mark of the beast,
Con.
right?
Yeah,
To digitalize everything.
true. It says verse 20, but for okay, con. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness. So even after all this stuff,
You're talking about the people who are in the line.
right.
That's them, right? Obviously not. That's not what the scripture is talking about. But see, even the people in the line, after everything that we've gone through, after all the information that's being revealed, they still don't want to turn from their wickedness. They would rather go and take a bioweapon in hopes of getting back to the wickedness.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is.
It's just a hope.
There's no
Yeah.
going back.
It's a hope. That's a huge hope
God.
that things will go back to normal when they all get it. Even though England is the perfect example of them getting it and the man saying, we ain't going back to normal. The man straight up told you. The man said, you ain't taking off the mask. You're still going to social distance.
You're
And
looking
they,
at America though, because America's like some states are going to normal.
yeah,
Cities,
Con,
Florida, right?
Con, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America's just the last hoorah, man. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like a Kanawaki, he's on a common board of like association center.
Wow. But of course, well, they ain't no different. They're sellouts.
It says, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And what do the scriptures say? Though they say peace and safety, and sudden destruction, So roughly paraphrasing.
And all you have on this earth, every day you wake up, every day you go on your phone, there's a bunch of confusion, man. A bunch of fucking confusion. In the news and everything. Just want to be entertained, man.
Yep.
Kind. Speaking of entertainment.
It's like
You already know what I'm gonna say.
it's like going to work and wondering who the fuck is running this place.
Yeah.
It's just like, who runs this place?
God.
You know what I mean? Like, you're just looking out like, who's the owner? Like, I need to
Well,
speak to the manager.
Upside down.
I like to place a complaint.
Yeah.
You realize,
Yeah.
you realize that you should be the manager in this.
Yeah, kind, exactly.
You ask your question like, first of all, who hired you?
Yeah. Go ahead.
But the brother made mention of entertainment to show you how low we are in this world. The Mayweather and Jake Paul fight.
All distractions.
Yeah.
So whack monkeys.
And
They
you
look
say,
like monkeys.
Yo,
All bread and
They
circus.
look like monkeys.
Mhm.
Circus clown.
bread and circus, man.
That's
bread
it.
and circus.
But it's a big psyop because the Paul brothers, they were on Disney back in the day.
No way. See that?
Yeah, they were on
I-
Disney.
I don't need to hear anything else. That Disney program is a very serious programming, man.
Serious.
That's what Kobe Bean Bryant, he was under the Disney programming as well. His wife used to always bring the family to Disney World. And after, no, I think it was before he died, just a few before he died, she dressed up as a witch. And
Yes.
I forgot what she wrote in the caption. Something which, I can't remember what she wrote, yeah. But they've exposed themselves many times.
The Disney magic, right? So, says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other.
Well,
that's-
you have to understand that Michael Jackson, he had the Lost Boys, right? He was Pan, right? Michael Jackson was literally Peter Pan, and he would bring the boys to where? To Neverland, right? To wherever his place was. Right, so these people are just playing out those same rituals, man. And when you watch most cartoons have what? Witchcraft going on in them, man. Spells and this and that.
Yep.
You watch The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid had the witch. Watch most of them, they had witch, or they had wicked this, wicked that. These cartoons are highly demonic, man. Go ahead.
Con. It says, and the other that escaped the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them.
Mm-hmm.
For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them?
Yeah, and they just came out with the numbers about the unemployment, and the unemployment of men is plummeting because the job sectors are going out of so much. Places are losing jobs, and they will never ever go back open again. And they said the majority of people don't mind receiving the stimulus money, whatever money they're getting. So most people are just going to be sitting home, not doing shit, just collecting money. Bunch of bug out people, man. So when that stops, fuck, man.
Yeah, they're getting ready the universal.
Yeah, the UBI.
Basil.
Yeah, universal basic income.
Yeah, basically. Forgive all debt.
Yeah, forgive all debt. Just take the bioweapon.
Run your credit card.
Or forget the bioweapon, take this new form of payment,
Yes.
which is the RFID.
Yeah.
Yeah, this poor man. Everything's up in the air, man.
Yeah.
They can crash the system.
Anything can happen.
The military can come, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's warning of that crash.
And they brought out an article. They said that obviously it's evident, but crime in the states is just skyrocketing.
It has to.
So they said this summer, you know, they could see food shortages. They already said there's gonna be a gas
Shortage.
Yeah.
So if there's a gas shortage, how much is gas going to be worth?
Exactly.
Because if it's short, that means now it's valuable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how much is that going to be worth? Jeez.
Like $20.
I think the gallon in LA is around $84.80
Jeez.
per gallon. Right. So
That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Hey, don't think what is going on in South America is going to come up here.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
because you live in a better place, you live in a better house, you make money, you have a car, you know, it's gonna come up here.
It's the same system,
It's
It's
basically.
the same system.
To be honest,
It's the same.
they're going to live better because they can go fishing.
Yeah. Yep.
They can pick fruits and vegetables. They can plant.
They can live
For
off
us, we only have a time frame.
Whatever we
And now we're in winter.
Yep.
Because when you're in winter, now you're done.
Done.
It says, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The tree shall give fruit.
Like the I Am Legend. Just watch I Am Legend, man.
That's right.
Right? Where he was driving, you seen the plants growing on the highways. It was a forest again. That's how the earth is. That's why every year you see who? You see the construction crews doing road work because they know what will happen. Why do you think you get sinkholes? Because in the winter, what happens? The water that's been seeped into the ground freezes and then it expands. And when it expands now, and then when it starts to get thawed again, now all of that water is running. That dirt moves. That shit will create sinkholes easily, man.
The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all the places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice, like I Am Legend. For of a city there shall be 10 left,
Damn.
and 2 of the field.
Yeah, you went in the video store. Hey, Frank.
Yo, you see?
The man
Do you
tripping out.
see? Do you see how this scripture is living waters?
Yeah.
Read that part again.
Con.
Tell me if you're in my brain. Let's see, because what I'm saying.
It says, verse 27,
Yeah.
so that one man shall desire to see another,
Yeah,
and to hear his voice,
right.
for of a city,
right?
there shall be 10 left.
Why? Why? Because everybody's gonna be dead. The people that took the bioweapon.
Gun.
People are gonna be dropping dead. Now we understand DC said to plan for a zombie apocalypse. That's what they said. We never made this up, bro. They told us to prepare for a zombie apocalypse. And nobody thought of anything. We're still in the line. We're still in the line, waiting. Why?
Did you see that video? What was sent? The guy looked like he was on drugs, but he could all them zombie. He went in the shopping mall and was like pouring milk on his head.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was Jake.
Yeah, you know, you don't know what this thing's gonna do to people.
Yeah, that was Jake. He took something.
A crackhead's gonna look more normal than you bug out zombies in that day.
Yeah,
right?
come on. Well, they took a bioweapon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't know what a bioweapon's gonna do to
You
you.
don't know. You're gonna need something your body probably needs, and then
If you guys seen that video, that nurse or
oh yeah, with the paper.
yeah, she
Yeah,
looked
she
at the
opened
ingredients of the
paper,
gift.
There's nothing there.
She opened up the big fucking thing and it's all blank.
Yeah, so
It was just blank. Like
That
it comes in
like
like a
that.
square,
Yeah,
and you know you gotta unfold it.
yeah, to read what's in it,
She opens it, it's all white, just blank.
damn.
back and front.
That's supposed to have the ingredients though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Obviously, he's not gonna tell you.
It
what
just
the
had a little
ingredients.
like a thing, like
Yeah.
a paragraph, and then
Vaccine.
everything else is
Here, hold that.
That's dangerous. How you gonna take something like that?
These people are crazy. Oh, this one's better than that one, so I'm gonna get this one. That's their people mentality.
Bro, it sounds like Nike
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Gucci.
Right.
Just do it.
The
No,
name brand
I
one.
mean like it's like a name brand thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's like
Yeah,
name
yeah,
brand.
They're looking at it like,
It's the
oh,
newest thing.
don't
It's like
take that one.
out.
Yeah, they,
I got this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, everybody's getting Pfizer. Get the Pfizer.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's getting Pfizer. Get the Pfizer. You know,
Stripping
this
this.
is the newest
That's
thing
the
out.
talk of the town, you know?
That's it, man. That's like going to a club.
And you already know that your rights are gone and you're an authoritative state because they censored the other side.
Yeah.
If it's supposed to be a free place, you have a freedom of speech and thought and all that. Well, people that are talking against it, even including this video, we have to watch what we say, or they censor you.
That's right.
They just excommunicate you. That's it.
Hey, because people talk about the bioweapon, not understanding that there's people in the city, there's people in the world that are woke to this stuff, and they've never given their kids any of that stuff, and their kids are fine. Children are fine, and they've never had anything in their body since birth. So people talking about this, talking about that. Okay, cool, but there's certain children that's never had anything.
And it says, for a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks, as in the orchard of olives. Upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyards. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. You know, so people are gonna be running up in people's house, they're gonna have some sword on them just for protection, but they're
Just
looking
like
for food.
Book of Eli.
You know what I mean?
Just like Book of Eli, man.
And the earth shall be laid waste, and the
Yeah, because even in that time, like in the Book of Eli, you're gonna have weapons, but people are gonna soon run out of the ammo. 'Cause they're not
Yes.
gonna, you know, it's gonna be scarce. Because even in the movie, in the first scene, he's like,
He
"Give us
was
the
hunting?
backpack,"
Oh yeah.
and then he's seen the gun. The guy's like, "He's got a gun." He's like, "It ain't loaded." He's like, "They never are." But his was, he had it, but he didn't use it, but he kept it. That's how you know it's scarce, because he just used the machete
Yeah.
for when he needed to use it, because he only had one clip.
Yes.
And then I think he had a sawed-off shotgun,
Yes.
Yeah.
but it was ammo was very scarce,
Yeah.
just like water.
And then remember the noise
Yes.
in that time.
Yes.
You don't want that kind of smoke in that time,
Con.
because then everybody's gonna come towards you.
Draw you.
So the best weapon was the bow and arrow.
Yep.
That bow and arrow was serious, yo.
Yeah.
The
And
kind
the
of
sword. The sword that he had too.
And then with that,
machete, yeah.
remember with the bow and arrow, you can go and get your thing back.
Yeah.
It hits the target perfectly. Boom, you go get it back, clean it off. Boom, there you go. Ready to go again.
You know, it says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. Like,
So like things are gonna move fast, but things are also it's gonna take its time,
Yes.
because that takes time,
Yeah. Oh man.
right? So it's not gonna hold 1 month and Lord's coming.
No.
It's gonna be a time, man. We don't
It's
know
gonna
how
be
long.
dangerous.
Yeah.
yeah. And it says,
Fuck.
the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn, having no husbands.
Good.
Their daughters shall mourn. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 33.
Yeah, that's the I don't need a man.
Yeah,
I don't need a man.
yeah.
Second Ezra 16 and 33. That's the I don't need a man.
Con.
You make a lesson called I don't need a man. That's the first scripture you read.
That's right.
Have you no helper?
Yeah, no helpers, right? Yeah. Verse 34.
What was that song back in the day? Brianna made Man Down.
Yeah.
Even had a dumb bitch say that to us
Oh
one time.
man. Jeez.
Verse 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
Hmm.
Hear now these things.
That's why it says 7 women shall take hold of 1 man.
Mhm.
Saying we will do this, we will do that. So let us be called by your name, meaning let me come under your protection.
Con.
I'm going to come under your authority. So that means in that day, women are going to be women again.
Yeah, they're gonna know
Boom, immediately. Because they're going to come respecting your authority. They're going to come respecting you as a man.
bro. And the thing is, they know that now, but they don't have the option.
They're
I mean,
playing
they
the
have the.
They know
option
that.
not to
They
do
know
that.
that, but we don't have any way of judgment.
Right,
They know they can cause judgment upon us.
right.
They look at us like I dare you because they know they can dial 911. But in that day, they're gonna understand that we can execute judgment immediately. As soon as you open your mouth and you say something, you think you're gonna debate with her, you think you're gonna go back and forth with her, it's shing.
What's the name of the movie? This is a woman, there's a guy, there's a girl, and she's like, please let me go with you, let me go with you. And they're shooting in the city.
That is the book of
No,
Eli.
it's another movie.
Oh, another
Yeah, I
one?
gotta see that video, yeah.
Yeah.
You shooting in the city.
You know,
Yeah.
Oh, is it Bushwick?
Yeah.
Bushwick?
Yeah, maybe it is Bushwick.
Yeah.
Bushwick was good.
Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, Bushwick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bushwick, yeah.
Bushwick was good. Yeah,
Yeah, that
she
one,
did say, "Let me go with you." Yeah.
Right, right. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So verse 35. Hear now these things and understand them, the servants of the Lord Yahweh. But yeah, that was the point.
Yeah, and even you have you always had when men were just weak, man. A lot of men were weak, and you still had a man, so to speak, but that's when it started.
Yeah, sure.
The society was comfortable, man.
Yeah, after World War II.
When
That's
women
when we
were
started
working,
smoking cigarettes.
women were working
Yeah.
in the factories because the men went out to war,
Right.
That's right.
right? They were given jobs, and
Yeah.
so
And remember, the women after the Great Depression, which was in the 30s, they saw a new man, because in the 30s you had something called a poor man's divorce, which was men were so broke at that time that they would just leave their families. That's where that thing came from, right? And Esau studies this, so Esau knows this. So you had a thing called a poor man's divorce, meaning that the man was so ashamed that he was unable to take care of his family and his wife that he would just leave and leave the woman to fend for herself. So during the time of the 50s, right, after the Second World War, and America was going through that great boom, the women actually start having higher status than men. This was a first. This was a first. So people never seen this before. So now, from all the way then to now, this is all new,
60 years, yeah.
right? So at that time, women had a new perspective on men, right? Because they're just like, holy fuck, like, like we're better, like we can do this, right? So yeah, it was fucked up. Going all the way back to the Great Depression, and a lot of men committed suicide.
Quick precept to that. This is Jeremiah 31 and 22. How long will thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we have now. You know?
And these women, over the decades, they don't know how many men they literally put in the ground, and then they still talk about wage gap and inequality and
That's right.
all this garbage. But for like majority of men die earlier than women, and they there's a whole bunch of stats where they said men are more dangerous and more hours in general for work, right? Like these women can say, oh, we can fight too, or we can strength train, or all this shit, but it's just not on the same scale, man. You know, like you can do certain things, but your body breaks down after a while. You're not supposed to do that shit. You know, you're just not meant to do certain things a man is supposed to do. But in this society's backwards, man. You know.
And just to make a point as well, it's not that they pay the woman less. It's just they do how they do that statistic is the amount of people that are in the workplace. So there might be more men in the workplace making that X amount. The woman's making that same X amount, but it's not enough women. So how they do it is like they divide it by the rate, and then they say, "Oh, women are making this kind of thing."
That's right.
But if the woman is qualified, then she should be able to do that job. You know what I mean? Like,
That's right.
in this society, whatever, right? So
Well, they tell you 60% of women fail becoming a firefighter, and the thing they fail is the drill where you have to pick up a body and carry it, right?
A dead body,
Dead
like
weight.
basically dead weight.
And when they're dead, it's more heavier.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's like 3 times.
Like a lot. Like a lot.
Yeah, you like
yeah.
Well, watch what happens in a house where the child falls asleep. When the child falls asleep on the couch, the woman calls you right away.
Yeah.
She'll be like, bring the baby to the room, because the baby, when the baby's asleep, women can't always pick up past a certain age. Past a certain age, the women them know. They're like, nope. They'll even wake up the child to go to the room because they know they ain't picking up the child. Yeah, got your bag. Exactly. They ain't picking that child up. And they shouldn't. Like the elder said, that's not their thing. They weren't designed for that.
I have a quick script. Going into when this place becomes like as it is going into the times of Jacob trouble, and this started seeing how the things the prophets have been saying for all this time, that as they're going into how this place is going to be destroyed, how all basically going into the time of martial law, going time of when he begin to go from one city to another city. So this book of First Esdras 5 verse 1 says that, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden. That's good. See the chariots, you know what it is, they bugging out, they don't have the answers, right? So
Yeah, the RCMP, how many calls did they get?
Oh my gosh.
Right? And RCMP,
900,000?
yeah, so almost a million.
Yeah.
Almost a million calls, calls and reports of UFOs.
Can 900 calls all be fake? No, man.
Wow.
And that's RCMP
900,000.
is usually where? It's in rural.
Yes.
Right? So BC, Alberta, but in the bushes, Ontario, in the bushes somewhere, so people really can see things.
Yeah.
So it's, you can't really confuse it for a star, because you see all the stars, but then you see something moving,
Yeah.
Con.
right?
Here we cannot really see it because of the light of the city, but there because it's like
Right.
bush, dark, and
Yes.
you'll be able to see it.
That's how you know. That's why the scripture is true about God, man.
Con,
Most High's gonna wake God up, man.
because they see it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says that, and the land shall,
And Esau targeted them heavy with the thing. So,
Oh yeah.
With the bioweapon.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
says that, and the land shall be barren of faith.
Mm-hmm.
So true.
says verse 2, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou or that hast heard or that thou hast heard long ago. And the land that thou seest now to have root shall thou see wasted suddenly.
America. Keep reading. That's a good. Yeah, a few more verses.
Says that verse 4. But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. And the blood shall drop out of wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled. Verse 6 says, and Enan he shall rule whom they look not, and even he shall rule whom they look not for, that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls shall take their
That's beautiful, man. He shall rule whom they look not for.
That's right.
You know, the hopeful elect, man. That links up with directly with Wisdom of Solomon. Is this is the scripture? How's it go? 5. Basically, you know, they weren't expecting these people to rule, man. The Israelites, the bottom of the bottom, man.
Is this he who led sometime in derision?
That's right.
rule whom they look not for, that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls.
Everybody, your woman, your
Yeah.
parents.
Yep.
You know, these people, the witnesses that seen the brothers on the highways.
Yep.
Everybody, man. You know.
Says the fowls shall take their flight away together, and the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish, and make a noise in the night, which many have not known.
Hey, that's exactly what it means, man. It's making a noise in the night, which we're in the night right now. We're about to strike midnight, even destruction, right? And these people are in gross darkness. This is nighttime.
This is
not
gross
daytime.
darkness.
We're out in the night, man. Right?
Because we're in a dark time. Yeah, we are.
People are confused. There's no light here, right? The book of Job describes this place as darkness itself.
Jeez.
And this is the valley of the shadow of death.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead.
And it says, and the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof.
Yeah, many nations have not known boogery, pedophilia, all these things that are coming out that it's just inexcusable. You can see it on the news about a few years back about a drag going to a children's school and reading for them.
Without underwear.
Yeah, you know.
Without underwear and had the legs open.
And they said that person had a record. A record for child.
For for touching a child. Yeah, pedophilia.
Come on. You know, these things you're just like that's what it's talking about. Many have not seen, but they shall hear. You'll see it, man. You're just like, what is going on, man? Right? They'll have little kids at the parades.
Yeah.
In makeup.
See naked men
dancing with them.
What is it?
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't that against the criminal code?
Exactly. To be naked in the streets.
Yeah, what's it called?
Some indecency. Yeah, indecent exposure.
Meanwhile, you have them walking up and down naked.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing.
You had a naked bike ride on your
Yeah.
street.
So, these are confusion plays.
It's
Babylon.
to see, like, there's a day like when you don't wear pants.
Oh yeah, pajamas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Con.
I got caught up on that one day. Pissed off, man. Grown people, man.
Bugged up, man.
On a nice so-called day downtown, you can walk and you can see a bunch of bugged out shit, man. You know, somebody told me this one time. They were walking with their child, and they seen a woman with a dude, and the dude was chained up on the floor, walking like a dog.
Yep.
You know, with a mask and whatever. And she just told me, how do I explain that to my child?
Yeah.
You know, well, this is Babylon.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I say that to her because you people, you see nothing wrong with the society.
Yep.
So why bring it up even? This is your society.
Exactly.
We're telling you this place is wicked because that's a point for us to tell you, like, how do you explain that to your child?
Yeah.
What would you say?
What would you say?
I thought this is the place to be, right? This is, you know.
Right.
Happy, joy.
Then you also have like this thing called like gender X, like when the baby's born, like they're not allowed to actually
Yeah.
say what
Yeah,
gender
you
they
can't
are.
say what it is.
You can't say like unless the child actually decides
Yeah.
what gender they are.
In Canada here, you have that option on your ID,
Oh,
your
yeah.
license. You
Birth
can put
certificate.
X
Yeah.
for gender.
Yeah.
And I forgot what they were saying, but they wanted to be able to get the kids, the boys, to be able to sue their parents after they got circumcised,
Oh,
because they might call it mutilation.
Yes, yeah, in the yeah, I didn't ask for it.
Yeah, I never asked for it.
They wanted to sew back their foreskin. They're those people then.
oh man. Says that, and there shall be a confusion also in many places,
Mm-hmm.
and the fire shall oft sent out again.
Yeah, this place is all messed. Like Cynthia was saying about the Mayweather shit. The dude, it's like a psyop, but the dude took the man's hat. But then I seen the video of the man getting a tattoo saying "I got your hat." I don't know if you seen that
I
video.
didn't see that
The
one.
man got a tattoo
The
saying
next day or?
same day, I think.
Oh wow.
It was nighttime.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
dude
wow.
has a tattoo saying "I got your hat."
Yeah, the next day
Bugged
they're
out,
already
man.
selling merch.
Oh.
Merchandise, the hat saying "Got your hat."
This,
J. Paul's
you know what this
selling-
place is? This is what's that scripture?
He's selling
Folly
merchandise.
set in great dignity.
Oh.
That's all
Well-
this place is, man.
Well, you have to understand that.
Yeah.
See, when you're going to understand the society, is when you're going to understand witchcraft,
Mhm.
and everything is a ritual.
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy Jake Paul just represents the Joker. That's all that he is, and he's
Chaos.
playing. He's a
Yeah,
prankster.
chaos.
He represents the chaos.
Yes.
That's right. He just represents the chaos, and him and Mayweather are playing off of each other. That's Luciferian. Their roles, good versus evil. That's the age old plot, right? You watch any movie, any TV show, that's gonna be the age old plot, right? When you go into Batman, Dark Knight Rises, with the Joker, the one with the Joker, what did he find out? He found out that they can't live without each other.
Yeah.
They need each other. The
Yeah.
Batman is the Batman because of the Joker,
Yeah.
and the Joker is the Joker because of the Batman.
Yeah.
They can't be without each other.
Good versus evil.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Same with Bane.
You see, that's not what they're saying, because in the Luciferian principles, the good witch and the bad witch are still witches. So you can't separate them. See, that's the trick.
Yeah.
The trick is that they're still witches, right? And Mayweather's a witch, and Jake Paul's a witch.
Yeah.
If you don't know that, you're betting on sides. Well, they're on the same side.
Yeah.
And they're getting paid.
That's the when you see the checkered floor, the white and the black,
Yeah.
that's what it represents, right? The red and the blue for the police. When you see the police with the red and the blue, that's the same Luciferian principles. They're referees to the game. That's why on the basketball court, you see the referee. They referee that game, right? That's all they do.
They wear white and black too sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In football.
Yeah, the stripes. Yeah. This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and Ecclesiasticus 41 and 10. All that are of the earth shall turn to the earth again, so the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction.
Read that one again, huh?
It says, Ecclesiasticus 41 and 10, all that are of the earth shall turn to the earth again, so the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction.
That's right, man. Most times gonna put an end to your wickedness, man. Put you right back where you belong. You know? To be brought back, you know, if you're an Israelite, brought back in the kingdom in your right mind. And if you're heathen, you're being slavery, man. Under the proper rule of the Israelites.
Somebody get that in like Google search it, the Edom is the only one that hasn't been promised anything from the Most High. So Edom from the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. You have the Zondervan? Oh, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, bring it out real quick.
Bible dictionary. It says Edomites.
What page?
Page 141.
Yeah.
And it says Edomites, the nation and its people who were the descendants of Esau. He founded the country, so his name is equated with Edom. So Genesis 25, verse 30.
You want the last paragraph?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a last page, last paragraph.
Says that Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as a seed of great future judgments.
Yeah.
Right? Says that she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High.
Yeah, and then you look up scholars today and they say there's no Edomites. But that last paragraph just said they're the scene of great future judgment. So they're very important in this scripture.
Very important.
Right? So how come there's a movie called Mount Seir?
Yeah.
There's Passion of Christ.
Esau the Great.
You know?
That's the last thing they'll ever do, man. They
Oh
don't
my
expose themselves. You know what I mean? They could never ever say, yeah, we're the Edomites.
Because who they gonna get to play? Now they'll probably get a Jake to play. That's
right.
what
They're gonna see it.
Yeah.
You are cursed.
You know?
Now they'll get a Jake. Shit. They want to play every other role except for Esau.
Yeah. That's jokes, man.
And the scripture actually that goes with it, it's coming out of the book of Isaiah 34, verse 5, says that, for my soul shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Yeah, do you know why? Because they're in rulership. As Job 9:24 says, earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right? So when it's talking about my sword shall be bathed in heaven, the heaven is just talking about the rulership of the people who's gonna bathe. Keep reading. Because it says who?
It says verse 6. It says, the sword of the Lord Yahweh is filled with blood, and it is made fat with the fatness and the blood of the lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams and of the Lord Yahweh hath sacrificed in Bozrah, and great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
There you go. There you go. That's who it's going to come down upon. Because when you go to Psalms, what is that? Psalms 83, and it mentions who's going to be judged. It starts off with Edom, because Edom is the king of the hill. Right? He's the one facilitating everything that we see going on right now. The person pushing forth the mark of the beast is who? It is the number of a man. What man? Is it a Moabite man? Is it what's his name? The guy who created Bitcoin? What's his name?
Is it China man?
Yes, they say it is. They give him some weird name. It's all bullshit. No.
Well, it's not him either.
It's an Edomite.
Yeah.
Something Kawachaki or some shit. Keep reading. Was that it?
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
That was the point?
Yeah, that was fun.
This is Jeremiah. 15 and 5. But thus saith the Lord, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament, nor bemoan them, for I have taken away my peace from this people, saith the Lord Yahweh, even loving kindness and mercies.
Yeah. And you see, right now, we're not even in a time to mourn our family. We're not in a time to mourn our friends. We're not in a time to mourn our children. We're in the time of loss. Read Ecclesiastes, man, and you'll see what time that we're in. It tells you if there's a time to gain, there's a time to lose. We're in the time to lose, man. We're going to lose everything. Everything that you see right now, we're going to lose it all. We're going to lose this all. All of it. Right? I'm not just talking about materialistic. I'm talking about people as well. Because guess what? The majority of our family is going to do what? They're going to go and take the bioweapon.
Oh, yeah.
So they're gone. So when the day that they took it, start your countdown. Because like the man said, 6 to 9 to 12 months. And the adverse effects are going to start kicking, or death. One or the other. They're gone. They're out of here. They're done.
I got something back you up.
Better enjoy summer.
They're not coming back.
Oh.
No.
They ain't coming back. They're done.
This is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 10. It says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imagination, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord.
That's right.
For whoso despise wisdom and nature, he is miserable. And their hope is vain.
That's right.
Their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
Exactly. You can't get no more plain than that, man. That was beautiful. Because that represents everybody in the earth that thinks things are going to go back to normal, man. Your hope is in, there's literally no coming back.
Yeah, they have to wait for the kingdom, man.
See you on the other side.
Yeah, see you on the other side. Job ass turkey.
You know?
That's it.
That was good. Brought you up, huh? This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 22. Says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grave be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
Yeah, read it again.
2nd Ezra 9, verse 22 says, let the multitude perish then.
Yeah, read it louder.
2nd Ezra 9, verse 22 says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
That's right.
Beautiful.
Since you're there, I was actually in that chapter. Can you go to verse 1 and read down? It's a good chapter. Because it goes into how the elect will be saved.
2nd Ezra 9, verse 1 says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
That's it. Wow. That's how we push, man. So the plan, there is no plan. The plan is you gotta go in the faith, in the spirit, man.
There is no plan.
There's no plan, man.
What's the plan? No plan.
Because it says they're gonna be preserved
Jeez.
from the perils, man. So that means like the scripture in Psalms 34, the angels encamp.
Encampeth.
Just like at camp, how many times have we said, okay, we're gonna get arrested, or okay, we're gonna get in a fight,
Yep.
but nothing really happened.
Yep.
Because the angels are there, man.
We even seen rain move. Remember when the rain was coming and the rain start going in the next direction? Like, what the hell is this?
We went through hell down there too.
This is Matthew 13 and 9. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not given. So whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. Therefore speak I unto them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Esaias, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall not see and not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. See, so the Most High don't want to convert them. So, but verse 16 says, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your, so, it's a blessing. People are, oh, blessed. Your eyes are blessed. And your ears, for they hear. Right? And your ears, for they hear. Right? For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see the things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so majority of people used to come up and say, "Oh, nobody's going to listen to you guys if you're talking to them rude or why are you guys out here?" Well, that's the scripture right there, man.
Yeah, man.
The Lord can heal you right away. You're not meant to be healed, man.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, they never came up in the right spirit. You know, we deal with, elders would deal with you.
Not even they weren't sanctified from the beginning.
No,
The
right,
brother
kind,
read it. They
kind.
weren't sanctified.
Yeah.
It's not about coming up in any spirit.
That's right.
Kind.
If you're not sanctified, you're not sanctified.
Right.
Not gonna get washing.
That's right.
Yeah, like the Lord said in John, "You have not chosen me.
I have chosen you.
And that scripture we used to read and then fly over.
Yeah, people over their heads.
But I chose Jesus.
Yeah, I'm saved.
Yeah.
I got saved 2 days ago.
Just to back you up, go back to Jeremiah 15:6. It says, "Both the great and the small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. Neither shall men tear themselves for them in the morning to comfort them for the dead. Neither shall men give them the cup of consolation to drink for their father or for their mother. Thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting to sit with them, to eat and to drink."
Yeah, because in that day, when these bodies are dropping,
Yeah.
what do you think Esau's going to do with them? That's going to be real. Now, everything that we're seeing on TV, that's fake. But in that day, when Esau's literally getting bodies, coming with the dump truck, picking up the bodies and throwing them and burning them,
Wow.
Esau's literally going to come with the dump truck. You can see the guy in the dump truck come,
Yeah.
pick them up, throw them in the damn grave, in a big hole.
The scripture in Revelation, their dead bodies shall be in the streets.
Kind.
That's later on.
And,
I'm talking about when the bioweapon kicks in, man. People are gonna be dropping like flies, man.
Yep.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, you're gonna see that. There's gonna be big news in a sense, if the news is
It's
still on.
gonna be
But-
huge
They're
news.
gonna blame it on a new strain.
Yeah,
You know?
or blame it on the people who never took the bioweapon.
Didn't they say
Right.
Russia worked
If you
on
come in contact.
Yeah,
Didn't they say Russia worked on the body?
Oh yeah, did an autopsy. Someone posted that.
because the brother is saying he just watched a movie again called Bird Box,
Oh yeah.
and that guy was good. The Edomite, right? He had like an immunity or something.
And you had the wristband, right?
Yeah, so he could be out,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the rest of the people, they were messed up.
Says, verse 9, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days the voice of mirth
Mm-mm.
and the voice."
So what are they planning for? Going back to what normal?
Yeah, right. The Most High has other plans.
Sorrows.
Mosai says he's gonna bring the daughter of music low.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what these people are planning for.
Right? It says, "And the voice of the bride."
Listen, the majority of these people are literally gonna be like Will Smith in I Am Legend, talking to a damn mannequin. You're gonna talk to a damn mannequin. Your mannequin. You know what? You people are good because you people have. No, you can't even because you're gonna end up eating your dog. Your dog is gonna be your food source, and you won't have money to feed dogs because
Or
dogs are
vice versa,
expensive, yo.
Or vice versa, though, huh?
Or vice versa. The dog might eat your ass.
You know? Yeah, it says, "And it shall come to pass."
Just like in Friday when Craig is like, I don't want to be a dog catcher. He's like, well, by the end of the month, if you ain't got the money, you won't have to worry about catching any dog. You're gonna have to worry about a dog catching your ass.
It says, "And it shall come to pass when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, Wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us?"
That's exactly what they say. That's exactly what they say.
Yep, they're gonna be vexed.
Or what is our iniquity?
Exactly.
Hey, times are going back to biblical soon.
Facts.
It's gonna be biblical times.
Facts.
Yeah.
People
Facts.
forgot about biblical times.
Facts.
Plagues used to happen and people used to what do we do to the Most
Yeah,
High?
Khan.
Right. But this time they're not gonna consider they sinned against the
Oh no,
Most
they're
High.
gonna consider. These plagues are gonna come so
Oh, yeah,
fast.
yeah.
Not right now.
Yeah.
But when the plagues are back to back,
Yeah.
bro, what the hell are you gonna do when 100,000 people drop dead
Yeah.
in your city? Right now, them
Yeah.
just putting up the numbers and saying, oh, 100 people contracted this or that.
Or 3,000.
You know,
3,000 got it here.
that's really nothing. But when
Yeah.
there's bodies
Yeah.
where you go and you see,
Yeah.
You're gonna be seeing the trucks, the
Yeah.
snowplows.
yeah,
And then in their suits.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Biohazard suits, right?
Please stay in your home. Your area is contaminated. It is being sanitized.
He said, what is our iniquity, or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our God, Yahweh?
Idolatry, right? And that's a huge one, but there's so much more, right? We can go through the list of everything that we have done. First of all, as a people, because us as the prophets, we can't just point our fingers at Jake. We're pointing the fingers at ourselves as well. We all went off, right? The whole head is sick. Go ahead.
Lord, and have walked after other gods, and have walked after Salakia, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law, and ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not.
Hey, and what do you think taking the bioweapon says? Taking the bioweapon is saying to the Most High that I don't want to be a human.
Right.
I want to be a damn android. Because the bioweapon changes you. You can't be classified. Once you take the bioweapon, do you think you could be classified as a human? You can't be classified because that's that technology, which they call whatever. I'm not going to say what it is, but you know what it's called. It changes you molecularly, your DNA. So now, what are you? We don't know, because never in human history has this ever happened.
We don't know what they put in that.
Yeah, this gift is worse than all the gifts they could ever. They provided
Once
back
we
in the day.
got growing up as a kid,
With
right?
smallpox. Remember when they came around with smallpox and gave
Yeah.
people vaccines and shit way back? It's the same thing, man. You don't know what they're doing to kill the people, man. Just like in Africa, they gave them HIV or AIDS and killed out so much people in Africa and caused them to be all sick and sickening. It's the same thing, man. They're just going around killing the people. Going around killing the people. So now it's a waiting game. You have to wait and see. And we already know. We already know what's happening already.
And if you ever watch the first episode of
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead, it starts in the CDC. That's where it starts. It starts in the CDC. I can't remember if they had to go there or they were already in there. But in the first they had the scene in the CDC. Yeah, The Walking Dead. I used to love that show. Then it just got weird. Had the black woman, she was some like survivalist. Like, fuck out of here.
It
They
says,
basically made them like spooks, man.
Yeah. Even the damn mole bite got hard. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
the fact you said that, I remember in Star Wars when they brought the new Star Wars, where they brought out the Jake. When I was gonna watch it, I was expecting him to be like sick, you know, like a new Jedi, you know, holding it down. But
Yeah.
he's like a little sip in a sense, his role that they played, you
Yeah,
know?
Khan.
And so it was like, yo, it was whack. But that's what Esau does, trying to feminize Jake
Yeah,
and make him look like
And the
a
woman
wolf.
turned out to be.
Yeah, the woman turned out to be the sicker one, and
Fine.
that, you know, like, whatever. You know, but that's just what they're trying to push into society. It's not
Well,
true.
it's just like with even the Ghostbusters. It's all
Same
women.
thing, yeah, Khan.
Men in Black, they added that girl,
Khan.
which that could be a band because why they say Men in Black and it's a girl.
Yeah, wow. Fuck you.
Fucking bullshit.
says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall. Also, I can read up a little bit. It says, neither, verse 13, Jeremiah 15:13. Therefore, I will cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there shall ye serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the
So
Lord.
why is Jake at the bottom? Because the Most High didn't show you favor, man.
He just took the words out of my mouth. So you can go to therapy until you're 50 years old. Therapy ain't gonna help you. You're fucking broken ass. We're broken.
Bad Luck
Man.
City.
Exactly.
Broken
That's it,
sister.
man.
Broke the water. Broken sister.
It was actually a blues. I don't know if it was an album or the name of the guy, but his thing was called Bad Luck City. That's Jake, man. It just seems out of reach. And the ones that get it in reach, they sold out. They did some other shit.
Exactly.
So early today when we first started
He went another door.
the ICAM, I mentioned in the States they're gonna be open, soccer fields, baseball. So right now, just to go there. So now they're saying this news from the States. So the Latin tribe they're saying that the CDC is saying that you can get transmitted with a gift by air if you're in a soccer field and a baseball. You can get it if you just standing there and there's a bunch of people. You can be transmitted by air.
Well, that's what a virus is technically. So allegedly you're not dealing with a bacteria. That's bacteria. You gotta touch, and a virus doesn't need a host like
It's
that.
airborne.
It's airborne,
That's
Yeah.
right.
right? It goes into the host and then,
That's
Yeah.
right.
that's bacteria and other shit you're talking about.
So they're going back and forth,
They need to get their story right.
I'm trying to give you a break to the summer because you're being locked down for so
Yeah, I
long.
just wanted to finish it up good.
They weren't trying to get their story right. They were trying to cover all bases. They're like, well, should we add that? Yeah, add that too.
Yeah.
Verse 14. So therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. And the land of the north is here, North America, and wherever Israel scattered around the world, man.
That's right.
And mainly being America through Babylon. And it says, and from the lands, it goes into it, and from the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers.
Yeah, and that's why Jake is bugged out, because you see what you just said, the land wherein I have driven them. Jake doesn't do studies, so Jake doesn't understand that you're not supposed to be a nationalist just because you're somewhere. Like we're in Africa, and you're proud to be an African, but the first thing you should have did, you're supposed to research the history of that land. And when Jake does the studies of the history of Africa, you'll figure out how you got into that land. You'll figure out that land is actually not your land. Just like you Jamaicans are nationalistic. You love Jamaica, like Jamaica's your end all be all. But how did you get there, right? And then it's gonna lead you back to Africa. Some of you, yeah. But then you have to do more research. But the problem with Jake is they don't do research. They don't do studies, man. You're fools, man. Every land that we've been in, right? And then to do real studies, if you really want to know who you are, guess what you got to do? You got to go through every kingdom. Because you can find out who you are in Babylon. You can find out who you are in Egypt, in Greece, in Rome. Because in Greece, you were known as Lacedaemonians, right? You were Spartans.
Hellenes.
You were Hellenists. You were... Do you say, who did you say?
Ephesians.
Ephesians, two water, yeah, from the scriptures. Paul told, just that, like the brother Bunyamin always brings out, when you look at the map of Paul's map and where he traveled, those were all Israelites. So if you Google it, Google everywhere Paul traveled, Malta, Ephesians, exactly. All those places, when he spoke to the people, they were all Israelites, even though some of them had heathen names. Right, and some of them follow customs after the heathens. when you read Romans 1, Romans 1 is talking about Israel that have gone off. Homosexuality, lesbianism. You people are thinking that you can blame Esau for that. Jake was doing that before Esau.
Oh, yeah.
Jake is wicked. It's Jake. The rituals that Esau is performing today, who taught him that? That's Israel, man. The Epicureans. Those are Israelites, man. So you have to study your history and know who you are, man. Right? We were in Persia. The hell? We're not a people with a simple history, man. We're a people with a deep history, man. And a lot of it is dark because we were wicked. When you go into the time of Rome, the Holy Roman Empire with Constantine, we were wicked as fuck. Because we just came from under who? The pagan Roman Empire. And we were following their Saturnian ways, man. We did Saturnalia, right? And the rest of their feasts that they observed, we did that, man. We came off from a fucking captivity where most of those men were into homosexuality and pedophilia, man. So you got to know your history, man. Because you have Jade, the homosexuals, the white man. No, motherfucker, your history goes back to homosexuality too, man. We're a bunch of Batiman pedophiles, bestiality, man. What do you think the Most High turned his back on us, man?
Child sacrifice.
Child sacrifice. Bunch of wicked men and women, man. We used to friggin' go into the gyms naked, but why do you think our women are always naked? Because they're coming out of that same damn spirit, man. That same spirit, man, of when they're in Greece. Our women probably loved it in Greece. Shit, man. Go ahead. Places he went to? Because when you go into Acts, what is that? Acts 2. I think it's Acts 2 and 11, 2 and 10, where they came up for the feast and they said, "How do we hear our brethren speaking?"
I have the map on the Bible.
Is it of Paul?
Acts.
Where Paul went? No, not Acts. Where Paul's journey. It might be there. Places Paul traveled to. And you could get the images. Maybe the images will show up.
This is Paul first missionary journey map. Cyprus. Yeah.
What else?
Antioch.
Antioch?
Yeah, Antioch.
Syria.
Yeah. Antioch.
Antioch?
Yeah, Antioch.
Syria.
Yeah. Galatia.
Galatia?
Yeah.
Don't we have a book in the Bible called Galatians?
Yeah.
Why? Because that's where he went, where you're reading now. So that means, where's that modern day time? Hold on. Modern day, and that's still around today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places.
Asia.
So hold on. So that's what I'm saying. All those people who are in those lands now, they're nationalistic and they feel like that's where they're from. They're actually not from there because the majority of people in that land today are Edomites. But that land was majority who at that time? Israelites, man.
Remember, we got slaves in Babylon, the Middle East.
Yeah, Galatia is a Greek as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greek. In the highlands of central Anatolia to the province, yeah.
Iraq.
Corresponding to the provinces of Ankara in modern Turkey. Yeah, modern Turkey. See? State existed 280 to 64 BC. Right? These places, this is our history. Do you know how long it would take us just to go through the history of this?
Yeah.
Alone? Where else, brother? Keep going. And you got the one that they're speaking in the Hebrew?
Second missionary. around 1552 AD, Paul spent a year and a half in Corinthians.
Yeah.
Ephesians.
Mm-hmm.
Rome.
Rome. See?
He was a citizen too of Rome.
Yeah.
The water.
Rome, Malta, which is right beside Rome, right? Italy. Is that right?
Yeah, it's an island.
It's an island, yeah.
I got Acts if you want it, whenever you want it.
Where was it? Acts what?
Acts 2?
You found out where I want?
Yeah, where they're speaking different tongues and stuff.
I got the map.
Read it. Let me hear.
Alright. This is Acts 2:21. And when the day of Pentecost was fully
Yes. It was the day of Pentecost. Because there's, even in the kingdom, there's going to be high holy days where we all have to link up no matter where we are, even if we're on our different planets, no matter where we are, because brothers are going to be all over the place. But we're all going to have to go to Jerusalem on certain days. Pentecost is one, Passover is one, and
Feast of Tabernacles.
Feast of Tabernacles.
That's the one you gotta come and go in the tents
Yes.
for a week.
So that's the one where we have to humble ourselves. We're going to
And
be
the nations
kings.
too, and the nations gotta do it.
Yo,
Because we're doing it.
we're going to be kings. But do you know how humbling that day is going to be? We're going to be so humble, and we're going to love to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to love to do it, and we're going to link up with the brothers. We're not going to want women around us that day. Yeah, yo. Yo, that day's going to be nice, yo.
Like
Humble
old
us,
times.
yo. Yeah, like old times. We're going to come, we're not going to wear no gold, no nothing. We're going to come simple, yo. Plain Jane that day. Probably going to put on sackcloth, yo. You know what I mean? Who knows? But we're going to come humble for that one.
Remember where we came from, you know?
Yeah, Khan.
You know?
Go ahead.
This is Acts 2:1. When the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place.
That's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's not going to be any more division. A man ain't going to be like, yo, I'm a Rastafarian in the kingdom. Go ahead.
Right? And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire.
Yeah, that's the spirit that came in. Right? That wind that came in is a spirit. Something hit them. Go ahead.
And it sat
That's right. Rakah to water. Yeah. Rakah.
and it sat upon each of them, and they were all filled with the Holy Ghost,
Mm-hmm.
and began to speak with other tongues,
Mm-hmm.
as the Spirit gave them utterance. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, and of every nation under heaven. Now when this was noised abroad,
Mm-hmm.
the multitude came
Mm-hmm.
together and were confounded,
Mm-hmm.
because that every man
Mhm.
heard them and spoke in his own language.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
Hey, these are all key points. Keep reading. That's why I wanted the brother to get the places where Paul went. But keep going. Because it already said Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
And how hear we every man in our own tongue,
Mm-hmm.
wherein we were born?
You see? Wherein we were born.
Right.
But where are they right now? They're in Jerusalem right now. Why? Because they're Jews. They're Israelites. So they had to link back up. So it's not about where you're friggin' born.
Right.
Forget where you're born. Forget where you are. It's who you are, your seed. Keep going.
And then it's going to list the nations.
Yes, I want to hear them.
Parthians,
Who?
Parthians,
Parthians
and Medes,
and Medes.
and Elamites.
These are all Jakes.
God.
These are all Israelites.
Remember there was an Elamite warrior what killed 500,000 Moabite? There's a scripture on it too. So Elam.
Right, yeah. And other dwellers in Mesopotamia
Mm-hmm.
and in Judea.
You know why? Because we had a heavy role in Athens. When we went into Greek, when we went into Greece, we had a heavy roll. All Jakes. All of them were all Jakes. All of them were Jakes. Study the Dorians, right? And the Dorians fought with the alongside the Spartans, because what you had, Sparta was the elite force, but in that elite force you had many boys try to get in and they wouldn't get in, and then you had subcultures. So you had the guys who made it, and then you had the guys that didn't make it. They're Israelites too, the guys who didn't make it, but the Spartans were just the elite ones, and they gave these guys down here different names. I can't remember the name now, it's eluded me, but they have different names. Let me see if I can find it. Keep reading.
Khan.
And is there any more places that you found where we dwelt? Where Paul went on his missions?
It's in Macedonia.
There's a lot, man.
There's a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Rome. It's Paul preached the gospel for 2 years under house arrest as he awaits for his appeal to Caesar. Right, so
Yeah, he went to Sicily too.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Sicily. Yeah, Malta.
Malta. Those are our people.
Yeah.
I used to have a friend back in the day. My mom
Phoenix.
was his son's.
An island.
No, hold on, brother, hold on. My mom was friends with his sister. He had an older sister, and they were Maltese, man. And you could tell that woman was a nigger woman with light skin. She was a nigger woman, beautiful nigger woman. She was a nigger woman just with pale skin. Keep going. And when you go into the Spartans, guess what the Spartans all had? They all had braids, long braids. They had all long braids and beards. Keep going.
He went to Crete as well.
Crete, yeah.
Island of Crete.
These are places where we don't really reside today. You have a handful of Israelites everywhere, but guess what? There are probably Israelites there that don't look like Israel.
It says Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia, in Pontus and Asia, Phrygia,
Phrygia.
Pamphylia, in Egypt, and in the parts of Libya.
See, and only because Egypt is well known now, people, that's what we claim. We only claim Egypt and then we stop.
Right.
We don't claim nothing else. Nah. We gotta claim everywhere else too, man. Africa. He's limited, man.
Yeah.
Yes, we had a stop off there. That's just a stop off.
Yeah, we're everywhere, man.
Right? We can get that if somebody had the book. I probably have it somewhere. We're from Babylon to Timbuktu, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Africa's just a stop off, man. Calm down. Jamaica's just a stop off, man. The history goes deeper than that, man. The history goes deeper than Brazil. You niggas in Brazil, calm down. You niggas in Mexico, calm down. Those places are all stop. Calm down. Those places are all stop offs, man.
It says in the parts of Libya.
You had that?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it up.
This is from the Babylon Timbuktu, page 84, and it reads, in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under the general Pompey captured Jerusalem.
Brother, whoa, slow down. What you're reading is actual history. This is not a figment of our imagination, man.
Right.
This coincides with the Bible. This is not some figment. This is not a fairy tale. This is reality.
Yeah, this used to bug a lot of people out, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, because this is serious, man.
Okay.
This is very, very serious because this is our friggin' history, man.
That's right.
It's not a joke, man. This is serious shit. Because why did we leave? We were leaving because we're being fucking persecuted by the devil, man. The same devil that's persecuting us right now. The same devil that's encamping around us right now.
It's the same guy.
The same guy, man.
That's right.
And our people are still lost. Our people were warned about this day too.
Yeah, mountains, yeah.
And they got caught slipping, man.
These are the mountains, yeah.
In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under the general Pompey.
You can't ask a nigga about 65 BC. What's that? What's 65 BC? I only know 2000, man. 2021. Stop living in the past, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Captured Jerusalem in 70 AD. General Vespasian.
Stop right there. All you niggas dwelling in Africa, Jamaica, Brazil, Mexico, this is your friggin' history. That's your history. Gad was already over here, but that's their history too, because that's a history of your brothers. We would have to go back a little further to get into Gad, but we can do that as well. We can go into the Apocrypha, because to get into some Benjamites that over here already in Canada, you have Gad, who's already over here in Canada, right? We're already scattered, but you still have some Israelites that are over there still.
General Vespasian and his son Titus
And Edomites, those are Edomites.
put an end to the Jews' state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people.
That's happening now.
Yeah.
That's all.
They're about to happen now.
Yeah.
Again.
During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jews slaves.
If I can make a point, at this time, these jakes knew that was the devil, man.
Yeah,
Now this time, you Jake don't know who the devil
that's your
is.
brethren. Like the brother was bringing out. That's Bob on the job.
You know?
It's your brethren.
So you're really gonna get caught slipping.
Yeah.
We were giving you, back then you got the warning, you got caught slipping, but you know what I mean? But this time it's gonna be worse. You know?
Khan.
Because you thought this guy was your friend, man. He had the best interest for you, man.
Khan.
And it gives you the Deuteronomy 28:64, and it says, this prophecy and all the residual to the prophecies contained in Deuteronomy 28:15 befell the black Jews after they disobeyed the law of Yahweh. Many nations transported the Jews into slavery, and the sons of Israel transmigrate to every continent.
For you black Africans, for you quote unquote black Africans who are so proud of Mother Africa. No. Calm down with Africa. Africa was just a pit stop. Right? Because all we got to do is grab what is that? Galatians 4, right? But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Calm down, right? Continue.
Khan. It says, and in the parts of Libya.
Libya, where's that? Hey, because they border. Does Libya border? Jerusalem, or it borders Egypt? Okay. I'd have to see a map. Go ahead.
And it says about Cyrene and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes and Arabians.
See, Cretes, Tawada. Hey, just like it was actually the brother that was in the camp that introduced me to that. I never knew that history. This brother, his name was Ibar. He showed me the slave trade of the Arabs, and they did us dirty, man.
Remember that video?
They did us dirty. Like,
They still got him.
yeah, they still got him. Yeah,
Even
they
in
still
Libya.
got him. Yeah, Khan.
Yeah, even in Libya.
Man, did them people dirty, man. The kids couldn't even walk anymore. The harsh captivity. They were messed up, man. So everything that you're reading right now, which we know as we'll call them heathen lands, that's actually places we've been. We were there as well. So don't just claim one place. You're claiming Jamaica. You got to claim everything then.
Yeah, Libya is right beside Egypt and Sudan.
Okay, Tawada. Yeah, Tawada, brother. Was that all? And then get that one in Isaiah, where it says where we're gonna be delivered. What is that? Isaiah 14 or 16?
11.
11. Yeah, Isaiah 11. Yeah, Isaiah 11.
Oh yeah, it says 11. Yeah, Isaiah 11 and 10. It says, and in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and he
Can't get around that.
from
You
the four
clowns.
corners of the earth.
You clowns for looking for people with everybody you're looking for needs to be pitch black. No, man.
Well, Apostle Gabar say, everyone, don't think that all the Israelites, they look like
Shaft.
Shaft, yeah. It's not how it works. Did you hear all the places that we're gonna be?
Yep.
Brother mentioned Saudi Arabia. The place where it never mentioned, it didn't mention China, Korea, all those places, we're there too. If you study the history of when Jakes went there to go fight to fight the that war over there in Vietnam,
Yeah, that's right.
Jake loves it over there, man.
Yep.
They got love out there too.
Oh man, yeah, big time. Somebody get Isaiah 14 and 1. Yeah, they got love out there, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will he choose Israel.
So like there was a next book, Sex and Race.
Oh man, they don't want that one.
Sex and Race.
Oh man, they don't want that one.
And nature, right? Nature
They don't want nature knows no color line. They don't want that one. They don't want no
I
smoke.
forgot which one was it, but they were going into World War II.
When we were in Germany,
Germany.
they don't want no
They
smoke.
said they were like celebrities. They were like celebrities. Them women just they had they gave them love letters.
Oh my gosh.
Tried to get time with them, and you know Jake, man. Obviously
They're gonna make
they
babies.
got babies and they left.
Where was
They
the
gotta go.
contraceptive back then?
Time.
Shit. And we had testosterone back then.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
Right after war,
Jeez.
you didn't have no GMO.
No GMOs.
No GMO.
Just ate a water.
You didn't have no GMO.
No GMOs.
No GMO.
Just ate a watermelon.
Seeds were good.
Ate a watermelon and you're good now. Shit. Ate a watermelon and a celery. Shit.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it took.
Shit.
And says, and set them in their own land, and the strangers should be joined with them,
Mm-hmm.
and they should cleave to the house of Jacob.
Yeah, because that's talking about the strangers of Israel, man. Right? The strangers are going to cleave. How do we prove that? Keep reading.
Verse 2.
Mhm.
And the people should take them and bring them to the place, and the house of Israel should possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants.
See, now this is talking about
Other nations.
other nations who we're going to possess. But the other, right? Go ahead.
For servants and handmaids.
Mm-hmm.
And they should take them captives, who captives they were, and they should rule over their oppressors.
Hey, and that don't get it twisted. The people who were gonna take captives, we were their captives. We were under their rule, man.
That's right.
And the script is just gonna be flipped, man. Which is the right way. We're gonna set everything the right way up, man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. And it should come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh should give thee the rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. Keep reading.
Yeah, that was it,
Yeah,
right?
it said hard bondage, man. Like we're going into about the different captivities. That's all hard bondage, man. Right? So there's a scripture in Isaiah where it says the sons of them that afflict thee
Yep.
shall come bending unto thee. Man. Right?
In chains.
Come on.
Alright, show one.
Show one, man. Show one. Let's get one more scripture. Someone got anything?
Ephesians 2 and 12. Unless you have some. If brothers have some, grab that, whatever you have.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, bring it up.
Just going to like how it's supposed to like go into the history of our people. How you're saying this book of Job chapter 8 verse 8 says that for inquire I pray thee of the former age and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what Jake talking about. Oh, forget about the past. There's a scripture that says in Jeremiah about remember the old paths.
Yes.
That means the Most High gave you Jake, a task to do.
Right.
That's a
God,
job.
You gotta search it out. That's
You
right.
you're here to do that job right now.
Right.
To search of your fathers and to find what's going on.
In the time of our punishment, we're in
Yeah, this is
captivity.
it.
We're in
Yeah.
punishment, so this is what we have to do now.
And that's what we do.
And it's going to be ugly sometimes,
Right.
but it doesn't matter. It's going to bring us to a time of the wickedness justified.
I just want to back you up.
If you just go back in the time of just the Vikings, you'll understand why the punishment is justified, man.
This is Proverbs 25 and 2. It is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter.
Jeez.
So we're supposed to be the scripture says I called you kingdom of priests and kings.
Jeez.
Right? So you know, a chosen heritage, man. Right? Proverbs 25 and 2. So we get Ephesians 2 and then we'll close. Ephesians 2 and 12. Because even watching certain movies like Go by Uncle Tom,
Yeah.
right? That plays a toll on you, man. Certain shows, certain movies, and then reading about it. We used to have certain books that showed you the illustrations. We used to have the posters, right? People don't like the posters.
Yep.
When we brought them out, put it
Yeah.
the captivity.
Yep. And see, even what you niggas forget, those movies show you like an African perspective, like that's the culture that got beaten out of you. No, because a lot of us had Israelite ways still. Because even when Gad came over here, Gad was keeping some of the laws, right? And then they fell away from that. So the Gadites today don't know that history, right? They don't know the land Sabbath now. They don't know certain things, the fringes. They just see them, but they don't understand. You know what I mean? They don't understand that it goes deeper, man. Like the representation, the meaning of these things.
Even if you take Jake that they rule Europe for 1,000 years, they don't believe
Exactly.
Right? It's go
They're gonna
beyond
think
their
they're
heads.
gonna say white
Go
man.
like,
They're
what?
gonna say the white man was there.
Right?
Yo,
Yeah, they're bugged out.
and that's the thing. They only know black and white.
That's it.
Bugged out.
They're gonna say, oh, you're gonna say
You got
you're a
Ephesians?
white man.
Come.
Bring it up.
The book of Ephesians 2 verse 12 says that
Yeah, because like if we watch those movies, the barbarian movies, and
Oh,
those
man.
are Jakes. You tell the Jake
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about? Yo, his brain stops computing.
Yeah,
It's like a computer.
Like,
Yeah.
Cross, computer
You got a
cross.
computer
No,
cross.
We said it.
No,
We said it.
you ever meet people who don't want to watch it, period.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like some real bugged up people.
But you know what? A lot of Jakes I
gone over their
noticed,
head.
especially a lot of women, they like medieval.
Some
Con.
Jake
No.
think we didn't
Game
go
of
on
Thrones.
watching. They're saying, we
Yeah.
watching this white
Yeah.
man bar.
Yeah, it's the same.
And we try to tell them, oh, this was us back then. They're like, and talk shit. That's the next part.
Vision,
Yeah,
man.
that's the ignorance.
Yeah.
Norsemen. Anglo-Saxon.
They don't understand, and what they don't understand is where those other people were, because they equate lands with people. They don't understand. First of all, you don't even know when the Edomites came out the damn caves. Damn losers. Go ahead, brother.
the book of Ephesians 2 verse 12 says that at that time you were like I said, that at that time you were without a Mashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenant of promise, having no hope and without the Most High in the world. Verse 13. But now in Hamashiach Yahushai, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach.
Yeah, that's it. Straight to the point.
With that, we close up. I give all glory, praises, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Rakakadash, Kwame Asherallah,
Kwame Asherallah.
Shalom,
Shalom.
Baba Ba.
Blah, blah, blah.